All right, Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world inwardly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And this lesson is going to be entitled Deus Ex Machina, right? And it comes based off of this movie that I was actually going to watch again through the spirit, being that this devil was pushing out these humanoid robots, right? And I was looking up what the word ex machina means, right? Now when you look it up, ex machina, as you see, I typed it in, it says a god from a machine. The new Latin term Deus ex machina is a translation of a Greek phrase and means literally a god from a machine. In this case refers to the crane that held a god over the stage in ancient Greek and Roman drama. Right? And when you go into the synopsis of the show, it says Caleb Smith, a programmer at a huge internet company, wins a contest that enables him to spend a week at the private estate of Nathan Batman, his firm's brilliant CEO. When he arrives, Caleb learns that he has been chosen to be the human component in a Turing test to determine the capabilities and consciousness of Ava, a beautiful robot. However, it soon becomes evident that Ava is far more self-aware and deceptive than either man imagined. Right? And these shows are definitely real, you know. And it's not just entertainment. This devil is actually telling you, how he feels. Or he's telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth through these movies. As a matter of fact, I want to play something for brothers. Right? Because the guy Elon Musk, right? Which I didn't watch it, as you see, I only watched like 5 minutes of it. Let this bullshit go past. I only watched like 5 minutes of it. But it paints a picture, a vivid picture of what's to come. Right? If the Lord did allow this place to go on. Right? So I'm gonna just play 5 minutes of it, and I'm gonna probably commentate as it goes on.
I have exposure to the most cutting edge AI, and I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, because it seems so ethereal. And I think we should be really concerned about AI. AI is a rare case where I think we need to be proactive in regulation instead of reactive, because I think by the time we are reactive in AI regulation, it's too late. Normally the way regulations are set up is that a whole bunch of bad things happen, there's public outcry, and then after many years, a regulatory agency is set up to regulate that industry. And there's a bunch of opposition from companies who don't like being told what to do by regulators. Anyway, it takes forever. In the past, it has been bad, but not something which represented a fundamental risk to the existence of civilization.
A sudden and unexpected intelligence explosion might take an unprepared human race by surprise. Existential risk from advanced AI is the hypothesis that substantial progress in artificial general intelligence could someday result in human extinction or some other unrecoverable global catastrophe. The likelihood of this type of scenario is widely debated and hinges in part on differing scenarios for future progress in computer science. One of many concerns in regard to AI is that controlling a superintelligent machine or instilling it with human-compatible values may prove to be a much harder problem than previously thought. Many researchers believe that a superintelligence would naturally resist attempts to shut it off or change its goals, a principle called instrumental convergence. It's fascinating to think that one of the earliest authors to express serious concern about the possibility that a highly advanced machine might pose an existential risk to humanity was the novelist Samuel Butler in the year 1863, when he published his essay Darwin Among the Machines, in which he wrote, "Day by day, however, the machines are gaining ground upon us. Day by day, we are becoming more subservient to them. More men are daily bound down as slaves to tend them. More men are daily devoting the energies of their whole lives to the development of mechanical life. The upshot is simply a question of time. But that the time will come when the machines will hold the real supremacy over the world and its inhabitants is what no person of a truly philosophic mind can for a moment question." But concerns about the advent of a digital superintelligence started to become mainstream only in the 2010s, when they were popularized by public figures like the late Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk.
Right, and when you go into which I want to play this other video real quick before I keep going, because these devils is crazy. Well, it's not crazy. They tell you the truth, right? Which means they know the truth. However, they still continue to go on with it, right? Which, if that's not madness, I don't know what is. Right, here it is, you contributing to your own downfall, but you still go on with it. That's considered a fool in the scriptures, in life, Here it is, something is not good for you, and you still keep doing it anyway. It's foolish. But anyway, I want to show the brothers this show, right? It's a show I used to watch. Or it's a show, watched, growing up as a kid or whatever. On Disney Channel. It's called Smart House.
Ow! You didn't tell me that thing was gonna bite me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just Pat's way of getting to know you.
Angie Cooper, age 9, 52 inches tall, 62 pounds, blonde hair, brown eyes, 12% body fat, had measles and 1 early case of pneumonia, no broken bones.
Whoa. How'd you know all that?
The bite. The bite you felt was a tiny microscopic blood and tissue sample. And she analyzed your DNA, registered your body temperature, and then broke down your entire medical history. Wow.
Yep. That's known as biometrics. And what's this devil is gonna, he's been doing, but he's gonna have everybody's medical history and all that, when it comes to push that MOTB, the RFID, and yeah, let me just keep going.
Impressive. The thing about Pat is the more time she spends with you, the more she learns. So before long, she's going to know more about you than you know yourself.
Let me play that back.
How'd you know all that?
The bite. The bite you felt was a tiny microscopic blood and tissue sample. And she analyzed your DNA, registered your body temperature, and then broke down your entire medical history. Wow. Impressive. The thing about Pat is the more time she spends with you, the more she learns. So before long, she's going to know more about you than you know yourself.
Right? And that was the case. That's basically the synopsis of this movie here, which at the end of the movie, the house ended up taking over. So basically throughout the movie, brothers choose to watch or whatever. If not, it is what it is. But throughout the movie, in the beginning, of course, they saw it as benign or helpful. Well, actually, let me just keep going through it. Which it shows this is just the beginning of the movie. But like I said, as you watch it and the end of the movie, it's basically deadly, to where the house attempts to completely overtake the family in their lives.
That's kind of creepy, isn't it? I mean, it's like Big Brother is watching you, only Big Brother turns out to be your house.
And so before long, she's going to know more about you than you know yourself.
That's kind of creepy, isn't it? I mean, it's like Big Brother is watching you, only Big Brother turns out to be your house.
Well, she's not interested in judging you or spying on you, Mr. Cooper. Nick, she just wants to understand you better so she can make your life as simple and comfortable as possible.
Right, and that's what these devils say. Right now, it's about making your life more simple, more comfortable as far as everything that's going on in this world. Right? But little do you know, like some of the smartest people that this devil esteems even said that after a while, right, it's going to overtake you. It's going to give you a life you never even wanted.
Hey, sounds great to me. Shall we move on? Let me give you the tour. The living room was designed for any kind of living you might imagine.
Even if I wanted to live in like one of those safari camps?
Pat?
Whoa.
You have anything a little less adventurous?
I'm sorry. Pat, that's a little too intense. Can we have something more tranquil, please?
Right? And that's what's happening. That living room is what's happening today with these VR headsets. You know? And basically all their entertainment is in their home, which is how she was able to sell it, you know?
Go ahead, step closer.
You can actually feel the mist.
Pretty great, huh?
Like being there without having to get covered in that icky sand.
Yeah. Pat, can we look at a menu, please?
Lunch menu or dinner menu, Sarah?
Let's take a look at what you've got on tap for snacks.
Actually, I'm trying to get them to cut down on snacks.
Not to worry, Nick. My database was prepared by a team of nutritionists to ensure a balanced diet for each member of the family.
Ben, say something to Pat.
Hey Pat, how's it going?
Fruit and fiber intake in the acceptable range. Protein adequate. Exhibits tendency to ingest excessive amounts of refined sugar.
Told you to go easy on the sugar bursties.
Hey, how'd she know all that?
Her atmospheric kitchen sensors act as instant breathalyzers and break down your entire diet. Care to give it a shot?
No, thanks. I get enough grief from my doctor.
I'm thirsty. May I have a drink, please?
Sure, ask Pat.
Pat, may I have a strawberry smoothie?
Certainly, Angie.
Ta-da!
Look at that.
Sure. Although I think it's only fair to tell you, Nick, that once you get used to this place, the way I've designed it, any other home is just going to be a house.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the point I want to show brothers. Like I said, at the end of the movie, is a lot more sinister than how it started. Let's put it like that. All right, so let me keep going on this.
Learn about crypto and get paid as you learn with Coinbase.
Make itself better, to outlive its own creators, and to fulfill. More men are daily bound down as slaves to tend them. More men are daily devoting the energies of their whole lives to the development of mechanical life. The upshot is simply a question of time, but that the time will come when the machines will hold the real supremacy over the world and its inhabitants is what no person of a truly philosophic mind can for a moment question. But concerns about the advent of a digital superintelligence started to become mainstream only in the 2010s, when they were popularized by public figures like the late Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. So what is exactly an existential risk, and how is it related to advanced AI? An existential risk is any risk that has the potential to eliminate all of humanity, or, at the very least, endanger or even destroy modern civilization. Such risks come in forms of natural disasters like supervolcanoes or asteroid impacts, but an existential risk can also be self-induced or man-made, like weapons of mass destruction, which most experts agree are by far the most dangerous threat to humanity. But Elon Musk thinks otherwise. He thinks digital superintelligence is a far more greater threat to humanity than nuclear weapons.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight? This is insane. AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization in a way that car accidents, airplane crashes, faulty drugs were not. They were harmful to a set of individuals within society, of course, but they were not harmful to society as a whole. AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization, and I don't think people fully appreciate that.
It would take an unquantifiable amount of time and effort to safely develop an artificial general intelligence, and even if humans manage to somehow crack the AGI problem.
And that's the thing. Esau don't have an unquantifiable amount of time. So that which he pushes out, he doesn't have time to study and find out how he's hurting himself, right? He's just going to push it out, and whatever you get, right? And this is why the Lord said in the book of Matthew 24 that unless those days should be shortened, no flesh should be saved, right? Because Esau's creation is going to end up overtaking him, the creator, right? And it's fitting, right, as a form of as you would say karma, as the word would say karma, as the scriptures say, because what he wants to do with Salakia, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but what this devil wants to do is to use this technology to overtake the Heavenly Father, right? As if, the creation could overtake the creator. That's not going to happen in real time, or that's not going to happen with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. However, Esau being a man, his creation is going to overtake him, the creator, right? And this is Ecclesiastes 10:8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whosoever breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. There was another one in what was that? Psalms. Bear with me. 7:15. I knew it. Psalm 7:15. All things have I seen in the days of vanity. No, Salaki. Psalms 7:15. It says, he made a pit. Salaki, I'll start at Psalm 7:14. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. Right? Making the people think that he is God and that he has the answers. Meanwhile, he don't have the answers. His own scientist is telling him he don't have the answers, and to give create these humanoid robots and give so much power to technology is a bad move. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made, right? And as we watch the video, that's exactly what's going to happen in the process of time, right? Let's keep going with that.
To somehow crack the AGI problem, a superintelligent AI will still likely pose an existential threat to humanity, because a true artificial general intelligence will be much better at solving problems than humans are. So the risk is that superintelligent AI won't aim to serve humanity or be under the control of humans. It would most likely resist or rebel against human control. Researchers have argued that advanced AI will be very difficult to control, and its first goal wouldn't be to make the world a better place, but rather to make itself better, to outlive its own creators, and to fulfill its own engineered goals. Since the timeline before the emergence of digital superintelligence is probably relatively short, we shouldn't wait around and hope for a beneficial AI to bring humans gladly into a post-scarcity techno-utopian future, but prepare accordingly for the worst, because we do not know what our future holds.
Right. We just know, as the scriptures say, that he is as death. So anything that he brings forth is going to be death. right? This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. So, in essence, anything that he creates is also going to be as death and cannot be satisfied, right? It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, right? So that's why we gotta pray like hell that we get out of here. We see these humanoid robots, right? Because we understand that it's not going to be for our benefit, but for our detriment. The scriptures say that the instruments of the churl, which I was looking up the word machine, right? And when you go into the word, let's see, machine. When you go into the word machine, right? One of the synonyms, which it says a machine, right? Which is the creation, Esau's creation, an apparatus or man's creation, an apparatus using or applying mechanical power and having several parts, each with a definite function and together performing a particular task, right? And we would be the machines or the creations of the Heavenly Father, right? We all have definite functions and we all have particular tasks, right? Someone created for the wicked, for destruction, and someone created for deliverance, right? And one of the words for machine, as you see, a similar or a synonym would be an instrument. So Esau's machines or Esau's instruments, as we read in Isaiah 32:7, it says the instruments of also of the churl, right? A churl is an evil, mean-spirited person. Let's grab it. Churl. It says an impolite and mean-spirited person, a miser, a person of low birth, a peasant. So it says the instruments of the churl, of the miser, of the of the peasant are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. Right? And that's the case. At the end of the day, this devil and everything that he stands for is about destruction. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 32. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. Receive a stranger into thy house, and he will disturb thee, and turn thee out of thy own. Right? So this is evil, sinister plans are upon us. And to wad it to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the merciful power, for not allowing us to go through that, fully. But yeah, that was it on that. With that, shalom to the elect.